Om Shuklambaradharam Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarvavighnopashantaye Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini विद्यारंभं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा येनाक्षरसमाम्नायम् अधिगम्य महेश्वरात् कृत्स्नं व्याकरणं प्रोक्तं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः वाक्यकारं वररुचिं भाष्यकारं पतञ्जलिं पाणिनिं सूत्रकारं च प्रणतोऽस्मि मुनित्रयम् वागर्थाविव सम्पृक्तौ वागर्थप्रतिपत्तये जगतः पितरौ वन्दे पार्वती परमेश्वरौ ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ Namaste, welcome. We'll see our Maheshwara Sutra. Om A I Un Rilik E Ong I Ouch Haya Varata Larn Nyamangananam Jabhanya Gadhadash Jabagadadash Kapha Chata Chata Tav Kapai Shashasar Hal Iti Maheshwarani Sutrani Om Tip Thas Ji Sip Thas Tha Mip Vas Mas Ta Atham Jha Thas Atham Dhvam It Vahi Mahinga Om Su Ojas Ot Shas Ta Bhyam Bhis Nge Bhyam Bhyas Ngasi Bhyam Bhyas Ngas Os Ni Os Sup. Okay. So we're here in our Tattvabodha. So we were seeing, so we'll start with our prayer there. There are lots of some. We can chant this together. Vasudevendra Yogindram Natva Jnana Pradam Gurum Mumukshunam Hitarthaya Tattvabodho Bhidhiyate. So we saw our prayer. We also saw this first sentence. Sadhana chatushtaya sampannadikarinam moksha sadhana bhutam tattva viveka prakaram vakshyamaha. So we saw this sentence and we started here. Sadhana chatusht. You can repeat after me. Sadhana chatushtayam kim nitya nitya vastu vivekaha ihamutrartha phala bhoga viragaha shamadhi shatka sampatti mukshutvam cheti. Okay. So we're seeing this question in Tattvabodha. In the first sentence of the text, it says that this text is meant for sadhana chatushtaya sampannadikarina, right? It's meant for one who is qualified with sadhana chatushtaya, right? This sadhana chatushtaya sampatti. So adhikarinam, one who is qualified with, for the qualified person who is sampanna, who has or is endowed with sadhana chatushtaya. There's fourfold sadhanas. So naturally, the question would be sadhana chatushtayam kim, right? What is sadhana chatushtaya? And then there's four of them, right? This is in the word sadhana chatushtaya. So first is vivekaha, second is viragaha or vairagyam, right? Vairagyam is the status of having viraga, dispassion. Okay, now we're here in this third one. Shamadhi shatka sampatti. So, right, we asked, what is the sadhana chatushtaya, right? And so each of these, we're just giving a list. So if we're giving a list, we can guess what case it is. It's in the first case, right? Yeah, it's going to be in the first case. So this word sampatti, so if we look at the word sampatti, this whole word is, the pratipadika is shamadhi shatka sampatti. Ikaranta, short ikaranta. Sampatti is actually a strilinga word. Sampatti. And this is like the word mati. Okay, this is like the word mati. And so here I brought up mati, just so we can remember mati. Ikaranta strilinga shabdaha. Okay, so this is very similar to, it's both a combination of hari, like masculine ikaranta hari, and there's some in the black which are like nadi, ikaranta, long ikaranta, feminine. So it's like a mix of hari and nadi. Okay, now looking at this chart, let's decline the word sampatti. Okay, sampatti. So sampatti, sampatti, sampattayah, sampattim, sampatti, sampattihi, just like nadihi. Sampatya, like nantya or matya. Sampattibhyam, sampattibihi. Sampatyay or sampataye. Sampattibhyam, sampattibhyah. Sampatyaha or sampattehe. Sampattibhyam, sampattibhyah. So 6-1 and 5-1 are the same. So sampatyaha or sampattehe, sampatyoho, sampattinam. Sampatyam or sampatto, sampatyoho, sampattishu. He sampatte, he sampatti, he sampattayah. Okay, so we have the word sadhana chatushtaya sampattihi. So that's, or shamadhi shatka sampatti, sorry. Shamadhi shatka sampatti. So that's 1. Okay, just like matihi. So we'll go along like this so we can remember some of the things that we've learned a long time ago. Matihi. So matihi is just like nadi plus hari. More like hari. Rest are like hari, but there's a few that are like nadi. Okay, so what is, sorry, we didn't translate this. So sampatti means wealth. Wealth. So it's wealth. But this wealth of, so yeah, so this wealth, right, which is shatka. Shatka. So shatka, so shat means 6. Shatka means sixfold, right? Sixfold wealth. And that sixfold wealth is of shama adi. So shama is a value. We're going to learn what shama is. Adi means etc. So the sixfold wealth of shama etc. Technically, adi means beginning with. So the sixfold wealth beginning with shama. In English, we would say shama, etc., right? But we can say beginning with shama or shama, etc. Same thing. Okay. So this is our shamadi shatka sampatti. Now, mumukshutvam cheti. So first write some sandhi, we see. Mumukshutvam cha iti. So cha iti becomes cheti. E becomes a. This is if anybody wants to look at the sandhi and remember which sandhi it is, we'll come back to you. You can think about it. Okay. And if you know, you can tell us in the chat. In the meantime, we'll look at the word mumukshutvam, right? We already said that this is a list of things, right? We're just answering the question. So mumukshutvam is 1, right? This is napumsakalinga. You see this word, you see this tvam here, right? Tvam. Tvam means status of something. So the status of having muksha or being a mumukshu. So mumukshutvam is the status of having the desire of liberation. But short, we can just say desire for liberation or for freedom. Cha and iti are which case? Are avyaya. Yeah, they're avyaya. Both of these words are avyaya word. So we have this long list. So we say, we can have this long list and we put a cha at the end. So, right, vivekaha and viragaha and sampattihi and mumukshutvam. You can just put the cha at the end, or you can put the cha after each word. Iti can either be a quotation, right, because you're answering the question, or it can just mean, and thus is the answer. Iti, or in this manner, is the sadhana chatushtaya. Okay. Iti sadhana chatushtaya uchyate. In this manner, it is said that this is the sadhana chatushtaya. Okay. So yeah, so guna sandhi. This is guna sandhi, cha and iti. This, it becomes a, and that's guna sandhi. So guna is when you have this short akara, and you can have ich on the right side. Anything other than short akara, you get this guna. And then the exception is when you have a diphthong. That's riddhi. Okay. Yeah. We should maybe review some sandhi as well at some point. Okay. All right. So this sentence is a little bit more juicy. So I'm going to ask for your participation here. And then we're also going to look at one more sentence from a different text that even has a little bit more for us to learn. Okay. So you can repeat after me. Nitya nitya vastu vivekah kaha. Nitya vastu ekam. Brahm. So nitya vastu ekam brahma. Tadvatiriktam sarvamanityam ayameva nitya nitya vastu vivekaha. Okay, so I'm gonna just start on the first person I see on my screen. If you don't want to participate, you can let me know in the chat. I won't ask too hard questions, don't worry. All right, Urmilaji, you want to go first? So we can tell us the case, or we can break down these two words here. Nitya nitya vastu vekaha and kaha.
Kaha is 1-1.
So kaha is 1-1.
Nitya vastu vivekaha is also 1-1.
Also 1-1. That is correct. So we can delete these. So can you, so what is the pratipadika for the word kaha?
Come. Kim.
Second one.
Kim.
Kim. Yep. Kim. And what gender would kaha be?
Masculine.
Masculine. So this is Kim Shabda.
Kim Shabda. Akaranta. Akaranta Pullinga. Kim Shabda. It's not Sarva.
Yeah, Sarva. It's a, so you wouldn't say Akaranta, you would say Sarvanama Shabda.
Sarvanama Shabda. Akaranta Sarvanama Shabda. Kim Shabda.
Pullinga. And then Pratama Vibhakti.
Pratama Vibhakti Ekavachanam.
Ekavachanam. Correct. And why do you think this is masculine?
Kaha Visarga. First case, Visarga. So
yeah.
Rama Shabda, like Rama Shabda.
Like Rama Shabda. But my question is, like, why not the same word Kim can be in neuter and can be in feminine? Why did they take masculine here?
Ka is feminine. Akara.
Yeah. Correct.
Kim is neuter.
Is neuter. So why do you think we used kaha instead of kim or ka?
In this particular verse?
Yes, in this particular verse.
Well, that's very unfair.
That's a hard question. I gave you a hard question.
No,
you did so
that
well.
Is unfair. Kaha. So it's referring to a man, Purusha.
No, not quite.
Is Viveka? Wait a minute. Is Viveka a masculine?
Yeah.
Viveka is
We're
a
asking
masculine.
what is Viveka? Viveka happens to be a masculine word.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
awesome. So you got there.
Mhm.
So Viveka happened to be masculine. So kaha, we're going to use them
Masculine.
together, masculine. Yeah. Perfect.
And Nitya, Anitya is Savarna Dirgha Sandhi.
Nitya, Anitya is Savarna Dirgha Sandhi, correct? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So we'll
And is
pause
this
there.
Samasa Vastu Viveka?
Yeah, so technically there's a samasa here, then there's a samasa here, and there's a samasa here.
Okay.
Okay. We haven't learned all the types of samasas, so we won't be able to do all of it, but Nitya is a dvandva samasa, right? They're both important.
Both are
Nitya
equally
and Anitya.
Yeah.
Dvandva.
And Vastu Viveka, all of these are.
Vastu technically is called something called a KT, but I'll talk about that at some point. But between this word Nitya, Vastu, and Viveka. So if
Viveka
we
is
look at,
important.
sorry?
Is Viveka important there?
Viveka is important.
So that's why it becomes
Yeah,
a
so
Tatpurusha Samasa.
exactly. So the whole thing, we're talking about Viveka. So the last word is Pradhana. So that's when we're going to say Tatpurusha. Okay, type T, when the last word is important. Now, if I translate it as, right, discrimination of the objects which are
Eternal
timeless
and
or time bound, right? Now, if I say discrimination of, we would think that's in sixth case, right? So this is technically would be a 6T word. So you would say nitya nistya vastunaha vivekaha. So that's 6T. The vastu in 6 cases vastunaha. Okay. All right. So now the next questions. So the next line, Harpasaji, if you're ready. If anybody has any questions, let me know in the chat as well, or let me know now. Yeah. So Nitya Vastu, what case do you think this word is in?
What case? Prathama.
Yep. So Prathamava. Because we're asking what is the Nitya. So we're just answering the question.
Prathama.
And so we're going to give the definition. So usually definitions will come in first case. So yeah. So Nitya Vastu is, and then Ekam Brahma. Which cases do you think those two words are?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Sorry, what cases do you think the words Ekam and Brahma?
Oh, Brahma. Brahma is also 1-1.
Also 1-1.
Yeah.
And then Ekam?
Ekam is 1-1-2. 1-1.
Okay. 1-1. So this word Ekam, so first of all, we have 3 words in the same case. What is that called when there's multiple words in the same case referring to the same object?
Samanadikaranam.
Samanadikaranam. Yeah, exactly. So right, we're to have same multiple words in the same place, but referring to the same object.
Yeah.
So here it's saying Brahma. So what is Nitya Vastu? Nitya Vastu is Ekam Brahma.
Yeah.
Right? So then Nitya Vastu, this timeless reality, is this non-dual one Brahma.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what case is Brahma? Or sorry, what gender is Brahma?
Oh, Brahma is a neutral.
Yeah, this is neuter. So when we're talking about usually in Vedanta class, we're usually talking about neuter Brahma.
Yeah.
And so ekam will probably be in what gender?
But neutral.
Neutral. Yeah. So ekam, that word can be feminine. We can put it in, we can say ekaha, or we can say eka or ekam, right? Depending on what it's qualifying.
Yes.
So it's three lingi. It is all three lingas.
Ekaha, eka, ekam.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Tadvyatiriktam sarvamanityam. So you're probably getting the clues here, what cases these are all. Right? So this is not too complicated here. So, right? So tadvyatiriktam sarvamanityam. So here, the cases are all going to be the same, right? It's all 1-1 here. So the question is, what is nitya nitya vastu vivekaha? What is this discrimination? Or discriminative knowledge of the reality or objects which are timeless or time bound. This timeless reality is this non-dual Brahman, and anitya, this time bound, it's saying tad vyatiriktam. Vyatiriktam means other than. Other than tad. Other than tad. Now, tad is referring to probably what word is it referring to? So Neelimaji, I'm going to call on you. So the word tad, so we're saying other than that is everything is anitya, sarvam. So what is the word tad referring to? That. It's saying other than.
That would be other than ekam, Brahma, one.
Yeah, other than that ekam Brahma, sarvam, everything is anitya. So other than that Brahman, everything is anitya. So tad, you see this, if it's referring to Brahman, what gender would it be?
Either masculine or neutral.
Yeah. So Brahman here is neuter. So tad will also be neuter.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Tadvyatiriktam, can it be true one?
So it can be. And the reason, because this is a neuter word, right? And so it can be 2-1, it can be 1-1. But here we have it, we don't see any verb where it's really the object of. Right? There's no sense of like it being an object, or we don't have any clues for it to be 2-1. Right? So we're just saying.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Similarly, sarvam and anityam can both be 1-1 and 2-1. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah,
Okay,
that is correct. It technically can be, but here we're just saying nitya vastu is this one is this non-dual Brahman. Everything else is anitya, and so there's no. It's we're just going to put bhavati after all of these things. So there's no object sense here. So we would probably choose 1-1.
Thank you.
Yes. And here we have ayam eva nitya nitya vastu vivekaha. So this word ayam, if we remember, comes from this word idam in masculine. So ayam, imo, ime. You want to say it along with me? Ayam, imo, ime. Imam, imo, iman. Anena, notice how to change it. Abhyam, ebihi. Asmai, abhyam, ebhyah. Asmat or asmad, abhyam, ebhyah. Asya, anayoho, esham, asmin, anayoho, eshu. So we have this word ayam. So you can tell it's 1-1, right? Meaning this, right? This. This refers to all that we just talked about, right? This is nitya vastu vivekaha. Now we have this word eva. Can you tell me with your fingers what case? All right. So eva is a tricky one. Yeah, you can put up 0. It is an avyaya word, eva. Eva is an avyaya word, and it means, oh, I don't know why it says 1-1. That's not correct. So I'll have to let Medaji know. This is not correct. Eva is an avyaya word. And eva means alone. This alone is nitya vastu viveka. So what is nitya? This looks crazy. I didn't mean to write so unneatly. But what is nitya vastu viveka? Knowing that what nitya vastu is ekam brahma, and then tad vyatiriktam, everything else, other than that, sarvam anityam. Other than that Brahman, everything is anitya. This separation is what we call nitya vastu viveka. Viveka, discrimination or separating nitya from anitya. This is all of Vedanta right here, right? The nitya vastu ekam brahma tad vyatiriktam sarvam anityam. Okay. So we just quickly, we'll quickly do this one. Viragaha kaha. So you can repeat after me. Viragah kaha. Iha swarga bhogeshu. So we say it together. Iha swarga bhogeshu. Ichara hityam. Okay. So, right. We know kaha, kim, ka. right? So we know this is going to be our first case. Kim Shabda. I'm just going a little fast because we're out of time. Viragaha. It's Viraga Shabda. Pullinga. Like Rama. Pratama Vibhakti Ekavachanam. So what is Viraga? Right? Because we know that there's four things. First thing was Viveka. Second is Viraga. What is that Viraga? It's Icharahityam. Icharahityam. Okay? It's Rahityam. It's devoid or free from Icha, desire. Rahitya. Rahita means being free from, right? So Rahitya means the status of being free from, technically. So free from desire. Now Bogeshu. Does anybody know the case for Bogeshu? Yeah, a lot of hands need to come up. Seventh case. Plural, right? Rameshu. But here it's so we have Iha Swarga Bhoga Akaranta. This is Saptami Bhakti Bahuvachanam. So freedom, so being free from desire. Here the seventh case we can say with regard to. This is like a Vishaya Saptami. Freedom of desire with regard to, desire with regard to, bhoga, enjoyments, iha, here in this world, or swarga, in heaven. Right? So desirelessness with regard to enjoyments here and hereafter. So isn't Tattvabodha nice? If you can get the sentences, you get all the definitions. So then you can teach Tattvabodha. We'll finish here. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. For our next class, we're also going to look at one text called Sadhana Bodhini, which I'll send in the email. It has more cases instead of just first case. So it'll be a little bit more useful for us to learn sentences from. We're gonna still have some pieces from here because it's enjoyable, but to further our Sanskrit sentence breaking down, we're gonna do a little bit more complicated sentences.